Hey, how you doing? Happy Wednesday, everybody. New CFP rankings out. Where are they? New playoff rankings out, and per my video this morning that I posted on my main channel, a lot of people still don't understand how this works somehow. But South Carolina finally ranked at 21. Georgia falls all the way from, what were they, 3 last week? 3 to 12. Miami drops from 4 to 9. Making their first appearance in the top 5, Indiana. Missouri sitting there at 23. They got to play South Carolina this week. So if South Carolina wins that game, like I think they will, that'll catapult them up probably. Well, it depends on what happens with these other teams in front of them too, right? Clemson, you know, whether they win or lose, and all these other teams, Colorado, Kansas State. But I think they'll catapult them into the top 15. That'll be a ranked win, another ranked win for South Carolina. But I don't know if Alan V. Troll Patrol is his name. You guys know Alan V. Over the years from the chat. Another person that doesn't understand much about college football at all, based on his comment that he left on my live stream last night. We were looking at the tiebreaker. We were talking about the tiebreakers. I said that Clemson needs Miami to lose. And he said, no, they don't. He said the Clemson's ranked ahead of Miami right now in the ACC standings. Well, all you have to do is pull up the tiebreakers right here. Number 1, head-to-head competition between two tied teams. Clemson and Miami don't play each other, so that's null and void. Number 2, win percentage versus all common opponents. Well, they have a common opponent in Louisville. Guess what? Clemson lost, Miami won. There's your tiebreaker. I don't know what people, how is it so hard for people to find something that literally took me 2 seconds to find? Now, I'll give it to you. Once you go down this list, the further you go down this list, the more confusing it gets. But if you can't understand the number 1 and number 2, I really can't, I don't know how to help you. You know? Well, I can't help you because you can't be helped. I think that's the answer I'm looking for there. And like I said in my video, Clay Travis has been covering college football for, I don't know, at least 10 years. With the Outkick podcast he used to have, which I guess still happens. I don't know anything about Outkick. I think he sold part of his company exclusively for ESPN or something, or was it not Fox Sports, not ESPN, whatever. But this guy's been covering sports at least as long as the CFP has been going on, and we're going into year 11 of the CFP. He still has no idea how it works. How is that possible? Clay Travis thinks that they should sit down in the committee room and project about who they think would beat who on a neutral field and rank them that way. He thinks they should sit down and say, well, Ole Miss would beat, let's pull this, where's the rankings at? Let's pull them back up. He thinks that they should sit down and go, well, you know what? I think Ole Miss would beat BYU. So therefore, Ole Miss should be ranked ahead of BYU. I think that Georgia would beat Penn State. Therefore, Georgia should be ranked ahead of Penn State. That's how he thinks rankings should work. Yeah, power rank. That's what a power ranking is. I'm starting to think that only stupid people are breeding. No, well, they stopped breeding after last Tuesday, apparently. You have to have sex to breed, and they're done doing that. So a lot of stupid people will stop breeding automatically. So that's good. Oh. So plenty to talk about as far as college football. In other news, though, thank God TK is okay. She had a very a bad scooter accident yesterday, I guess. How many of you saw that? I guess I could pull it up. I mean, I guess technically I'm stupid and I bred, but I'm done breeding. No more breeding for Pete. How do I find TK's channel? TK Live, I think. See, the problem is I don't think I'm subscribed to her on this channel. I am on my main channel, I know that. What's her name? Is it Tiger Cat? Okay. For some reason I thought it was TK Live. Can't even type this morning. Hold on, that doesn't look like Tiger. Look, somebody else has a. That's not Tiger Cat. This lady plays the guitar. Slob Wrestling comes up. Here it is. Hold on. Now, luckily, let me turn this music off. Luckily, I did my pre-research. Actually, I had to thank Uncle Lou for doing pre-research. I saw this happen live, though, but it happened somewhere around 16 and a half minutes or something. So here's TK riding down. I don't know if this is her. I guess this is her neighborhood. I don't know. She's riding down the sidewalk. Next to the highway or the street, whatever. I guess it's an electric scooter. I don't know. I never saw the scooter, but I think it's an electric scooter.
this. I'm going on a bridge on a scooter. Look at that. No fear, baby. No fear, no fear, no fear. Okay. Shit. Fear now. Fear now. Okay. I'm alive, but my chest hurts. I'm alive, but my chest hurts.
Damn.
And that was stupid. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. If I broke a rib or a sternum, I'd know, right?
Probably. It's a good thing she was wearing a helmet, though.
Still there.
That was smart.
At least I had my helmet on.
I'm guessing she's in Portland. No, she's well, first of all, she's okay. So obviously, it's funny if she would have seriously injured herself, it wouldn't be funny. But she's fine. But no, she's in Florida. I forget. Yeah, how does one crash a motorized scooter? I don't know. Well, she could tell you how, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. I guess you're not supposed to ride those things on it looked like the road changed from concrete to gravel. So you know how that goes. If you're going full speed on that thing and all of a sudden you run out of concrete, then that thing's going to nosedive. It appears as if that's what happened. I don't know. You know. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm great, Pete. I've just been making plans of leaving the country since Georgia lost.
Oh.
And I'm looking at either Bolivia, Yemen, and I hear Iran is nice in the spring. So
yeah,
not sure.
Yeah, it's nice. I hear Iran's a great place this time of year. Beautiful.
Yeah, Yemen is too. If you can dodge the damn bullets.
Now, I would say go try Canada, but I think they're about full.
They are full.
They're full.
Yeah. Everybody's leaving. You know, so here's the thing. You know, I had a damn just deep inside feeling that they were going to lose to Ole Miss. That game has been in my mind ever since I saw it on the schedule, because I know that Lane Kiffin was going to just power up as much as he could to be ready for that game, and Georgia was not. So either Tennessee's going to get a brutal beating from Georgia this Saturday, or we'll be highly disappointed again as Georgia fans that Tennessee could beat us. Got a great defense, great. You know, we know about their offensive scheme, and I just, you know, I'm like a boat without a paddle or a row or anything else to with Georgia at this moment, because I have no freaking idea what they're going to do.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they lost to Ole Miss at all, but I'm surprised they lost the way that they did. I mean,
yes.
they got pushed around for 4 quarters by Ole Miss, and that's
absolutely. And now people could say, well, the weather was a factor. No, was it? I mean, if that's the case, then Ole Miss wouldn't have scored as many.
Well, I was going to say they had to play in the same weather as Georgia did. I mean,
that's exactly damn right.
Yeah.
And Carson Beck is just he's a fart in the wind now. He's a huge disappointment.
Yeah. Has there been a bigger, I mean, the drop off from last year to this year is massive with him. He was a pretty good quarterback last year. I mean, I'm not saying he was like one of the top 3 or 5 quarterbacks in the country, but he probably was top 10.
He was listed as that. He was listed as one of the top 5 players because of his ratings and his passing yards and all that, and the least amount of interceptions. Like I said, he only threw 6 the last year. Now he's thrown 12, and the season's not over.
Vic, you know I love you, buddy. He says the weather affected Georgia more. How is that possible?
No way in hell. Nope. No, we just played bad football, and our defense didn't play well. I mean, everything about Georgia looked dismal. But I got to say this too. I mean, ever since the season has begun, we have not looked like a Georgia Bulldog program. We can't score until the second damn half. We have to do comebacks every single damn game that we play. I mean, that's not the way we played the year before. I mean, we went out and was aggressive as hell, scored a lot of points, and then tried to hold our lead and run the ball and normally in the second half. But that's not the case at all.
So this is one thing that Dabo Swinney's been talking about for years. I mean, and look, I'm on record as how I don't like the way that he responds to some of the fan criticism over the past few years. But he says over and over again, because well, you had 2 national titles and you had 6 straight playoff appearances and X amount of ACC championships in a row, and blah blah blah. What happened? And he goes, look, it is extremely difficult to win at a high level year in and year out. Consistency is something you don't see people winning at that level for a long period of time. That's what makes what Nick Saban did that much more impressive. So that's what Georgia's going through right now.
I agree.
You got a bunch of guys on the team. You got a bunch of guys on the team who have been there and done nothing but win. And so they just expect to roll out of bed and get a win every day. And they got to, they hopefully, if you're a Georgia fan, hopefully this Ole Miss game was a reality check. But I know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you fix it, especially the quarterback position this late in the season. I mean, if you make a change,
I can't see putting Carson on the bench and putting Gunnar Stockton.
Not at this point of the season, because they're still in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
If they win out, they're going to get in the playoffs. And I mean, Gunnar Stockton might look like a deer in headlights. We have no idea.
That's exactly right.
So
I think the problem's deeper than that, because you're not sitting on the sideline with a lackadaisical attitude, laughing at jokes, and you've got a good culture in your program. There's bigger problems at Georgia than just that.
Well, yeah, the kid that was out there celebrating after the game now he explains himself that he saw old-time friends he hadn't seen in years from Beaufort, Georgia, and he was celebrating with them, but they had Ole Miss uniforms on and our Ole Miss jerseys on, and that looked bad. I mean, and Kirby called him an idiot. I think Kirby probably wants to take that back, but I think Kirby was pissed.
Damn,
I don't blame him for being pissed.
I'm not necessarily worried about that, because, I mean, a lot of these players do all know each other, and they are friends.
Yeah, but it looked bad with the kid jumping up and down.
yeah, he looked like he was celebrating after they just lost. That's almost as bad as Clemson fans rushing the field after a loss.
In a Georgia jersey, in a Georgia uniform, jumping up and down after the loss. That did not look well.
Well, I mean, Carson Beck laughing and joking on the sideline is not a good look either.
Well, but that was also misconstrued that Carson was talking to one of the quarterbacks, and the quarterback was trying to elevate him up. He was trying to say, hey, you know what? I think we could win this game. And it was already fourth quarter, and there's no way in hell we could win. And so that's what he was joking.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. I mean, maybe that guy sitting next to him like ripped off a giant fart, and Carson Beck thought it was funny or something. You know?
Yeah, no, Carson explained it, and they explained it. Said, yeah, he just said, hey, I think we could win this game. And Carson, it made Carson smile. That's all. But you know what? Yes, that was a bad look too. I mean, everything didn't look like a disciplined Georgia Bulldog football team. And what Kirby did take away from Nick Saban and working with Nick Saban is discipline of a team. And that just seems like that's gone to the wayside now.
And listen, this isn't me picking on Georgia. And I'm sure Pete remembers, I called out the same thing when Miami players were doing the same shit, losing to FIU Manny's first year.
Yeah. Well, it's Kirby's got to either hopefully he'll ring it in, or we'll just go down, like a lot of teams.
Now, this is pure speculation on my part, but is there a direct correlation between these players getting paid millions of dollars and then all of a sudden not working out? I mean, Nico, it's supposedly $8 million. He's getting paid to play at Tennessee. He's playing terrible. Carson Beck gets $1 million deal on a Lamborghini and a hot girlfriend. Now, he's not playing well.
He's got a very hot girlfriend.
I absolutely think there's a correlation, because what do we say about the NFL all the time? A bunch of uninspired, overpaid, whiny bitches.
Well, my fake news headline for Friday is that Kirby repossessed the damn Lamborghini and got him a 1973 Ford Pinto to drive in for now.
The 1973 Ford Pinto is actually pretty cool these days because it's retro. He should give him like a 1982 Honda Civic or something.
No. He needs a 1992 Ford Fiesta. Speed manual.
Yeah, 5-speed manual. He probably couldn't drive that.
He couldn't, but in this day and age, it makes it's the ultimate car security system.
Yeah. My wife can't drive one. She's never learned how.
Never learned to drive a stick?
Nope. So
right?
in a zombie apocalypse situation, and the only car available is a stick, she's fucked. If I'm not around.
You know what's funny? My grandmother was the same way. She didn't get her driver's license until she was in her 40s. And she never learned how to drive a manual.
Not only did I learn to drive on a manual, I took my test on one, and my first 3 cars were all manual.
Yep. Well, my first 2 were manual.
Now, I'm not going to lie. Unless I was driving some sort of a supercar, sports car, fast car, whatever, I enjoy not having to use my left leg at all. So.
Well, my wife Holly has a 2015 Kia Soul, and it's a manual, and she can speed shift that bad puppy. I mean, she can drive it pretty damn quick and fast.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm driving, I'm assuming that Lamborghini aren't most Lamborghinis stick shift though, or I guess maybe not anymore.
All of them are. Well, at least they used to be. Like, I remember it was a big story. This was probably late 2000s, pre-2010. It was a big story because Kobe Bryant got a manual or an automatic transmission built for his wife's Lamborghini, and it was the first one.
Yeah. Well, the one Beck has, I think, is the Lamborghini like SUV. Is that right?
Yeah, that may be.
That's probably automatic. Yeah.
I think it's a black Lamborghini. I've seen a picture, and I think that's what it is. Don't they have now though that it's not really a stick shift? I mean, the shifting is actually in the steering wheel now.
Oh, one of those things where you just push the button.
Oh, one of the paddle shifters.
Yeah. I wouldn't see. I'd rather just if you're going to do that, just give me automatic. I don't want to change gears with my fingers. I don't.
Well, there's no clutch on those things either.
Yeah.
Well, that's of course that's how Formula One shift gears. So.
Well, no clutch pedal. I mean, it has obviously because even an automatic transmission.
All right. So here's a picture of Carson Beck's Lamborghini. It's not even I don't even know what you'd call that. It's not the classic looking Lamborghini, and it's kind of like
it's more like an SUV.
It's like a compact SUV.
It's the Urus.
Yeah,
is what it's called.
Looks like it is 4 doors, and it has kind of a hatchback on it.
Yeah.
It's their, I guess, a crossover is technically.
Crossover, yeah, that's what I was looking for. So that thing's probably automatic, if I had to guess.
Listen, if you have an automatic transmission and a Lamborghini, I don't know if we can be friends.
I'll be friends with somebody with a Lamborghini if they let me drive it.
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
I've driven one Lamborghini in my life, and it was a stick shift.
Well, and it was one stick shift. Okay.
Yeah, there was we were on vacation down in Florida, and there's one of those exotic rental car places. And I grew up a huge fan of Cannonball Run. Well, they had the 25th anniversary Countach with the big wing on the front lip too.
Nice.
Slim, there's
I rented it. Back in renting that, Slim. How much did it cost you?
All in all, it was about $500.
Oh my God! For one day?
Yeah. And there's a mileage limit on it too, and they can even pull up and see, if you've, maxed out the tack. Make sure you're not taking it to the track and shit like that.
Yeah.
That dummy's got the same kind of Lamborghini we saw at the first Slob Olympics parked outside the hotel, remember?
Yeah,
that same station wagon looking thing. Rare Uncle Lou apology here, Pete, and also word of warning, of caution. I sat down to do a video just now on OBS, And instead of hitting start recording, I hit start streaming, and I had no idea.
No, when I was as soon as I hit start streaming on the Midday show, I got a notification that Uncle Lou was live, and it said something about. I thought there was some sort of big breaking news that you were going to go live for about the Big Ten.
I meant to hit start recording on OBS, and I didn't even know I was live streaming. I had no idea. And when I got done with the video, I went to hit stop recording, and I wasn't recording. And then I saw where I was streaming instead, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I turned it off. But anyway, that could have been a disaster.
Yeah, because
we'll call that the blooper reel.
Yeah, because a lot of times, when you're shooting long form videos like that, a lot of times you have to stop and you have to, start over or correct yourself or something. And so if you're doing that live.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then I got done and I was like, oh shit, how long have I been streaming? So I had to go back and look, and I was like, okay, so I'm just going to leave it up now. But I did not mean to go live at all. It's like
well, I didn't care because I literally thought that there was some sort of big time breaking college football news and you were going live for it. If that was the case, I wouldn't care anyway.
And what if I'd have been beaten off or making out with a dog or something?
Yeah, like
I shit my pants one time filming a video.
You did what? Peed your pants?
I shit my pants. Filming a video.
I believe that.
I believe that too.
I had to get up and go fix it.
Yeah, well, see, dog, unfortunately, you're getting to that age where you have to learn the lesson that a lot of us have learned. The older you get, you trust less and less farts.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I just wanted to let you know I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to do that, and luckily I didn't do anything stupid.
All right, no problem.
Not too stupid. But, anyway, I got to get out of here. Scott, good luck at the doctor today, bud.
All right, Drewby, thank you.
Yeah, you good luck at growing some hair there, Lou.
Oh, my God. What were we talking about?
I came in here to ask Slim, where were you yesterday?
Oh, last night for the ACC show. Yeah, where were you at? That's what he's asking.
Where were you, Slim?
Honestly, I forgot that it was Tuesday. My week's so thrown off.
Likely story.
Yes. Yes. Veterans Day was Monday, and everybody was home, and I got confused and thought yesterday was Monday.
Well, are you going to give us your thoughts on the game? I'm done.
I mean, we lost. I mean, what do you want? I didn't expect us to go undefeated this year.
You didn't, huh?
No. Please, at any point, show me where I said we were going undefeated this year.
Do you still expect to win the ACC?
Yeah.
Well, Clemson did you a favor there.
Well, actually, more than anything, Virginia did us a favor that day.
Virginia, yeah.
Because that Virginia beating Pittsburgh basically left us in control of our own destiny.
Yeah.
Do you think you have a chance to lose to Syracuse now?
I was about to ask that because can you imagine the meltdown on the Miami fan base if they lost to Syracuse and Clemson backdoored their way into the ACC championship game?
Oh, it'd be funny.
It would be epic. Would be the word I would use. Now, I don't think that's going to happen.
Going to have some kind of problem with Miami.
I mean, has that dude taken a shower yet? Speaking of Frank Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't deserve soap. His poor wife.
No, it didn't even dawn on me when I saw the notification came through that Lou went live. It didn't even dawn on me that it was Tuesday. I hate it when you have holidays on a Monday. It just throws my week off.
Today's Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. I realize that now.
He's still trying to figure that out.
C-Dog, what do you think of? You think that Georgia Tech's got a chance with Georgia? With Haynes
King? We do. Oh hell yeah, we do.
You know what? I think you do too.
Oh yeah.
I think you do if Haynes King is healthy and plays.
Yeah, if we don't have Haynes King, then no. But
you'll still.
Well, listen. Let's. And we talked about this. I think it was Monday or whatever day it was. I know I spoke with somebody about it. Like, really, all Georgia has to do on that game is sell out on the run. Georgia Tech's not slinging the ball all over everybody, and that's more than anything. That was kind of the story of that day. Was that's the one game that so far this year that Miami's run defense was bad.
Yeah, that's the reason I think Georgia will beat Georgia Tech, is because I think they'll do exactly what you just said, Slim, and sell out to stop the run.
Here's the thing, though. We ran all over them last year.
You sure did.
Yeah, you did.
You sure did. Haynes King was a problem last year against Georgia. He certainly was.
Plus, I mean, it is what it is. Georgia Tech is kind of hot right now, and Georgia's not. So is that a trend that leads into the end of November? I don't know. We'll find out this weekend, I guess. Who does Georgia? Oh, they play Tennessee. That's right.
They play Tennessee, and then they play Tyson Pumachan and UMass.
Yeah, can we calm down just a little bit? Like, people went off the rails with this week one when Georgia Tech beat Florida State, and then we realized, oh, Florida State's a fucking garbage.
Yeah,
game.
but beating Miami is not the same as beating Florida State.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh.
Well, I mean, last year Georgia won by 8 last year against Georgia Tech. So I mean, you tell me.
It was a scramble. You're right. And hell yeah, I'm concerned about that game too. But look, we got to beat Tennessee at home. And if we don't beat Tennessee at home, then I'm just going to sit here and shit in my pants, I guess.
Yeah, that game is it's in Athens, but the reality is Tennessee's got a better defense than Ole Miss does.
Well, whatever the over/under is for that game, I'm probably going to slap the shit out of the under.
Yeah, I think it's 40 something. It's not high, but still, I'm with you. I mean, from what I hear, Nico's not playing, and is Beck playing?
Oh yeah, he'll play.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not hurt as far as I know.
Nico not playing.
9.5 point favorite of the game, but Georgia never covers the spread.
I don't think Nico not playing matters because he's playing terrible. So
I think this is going to come down to what we all know, what team you put on the field that week. Because, I mean, would this Alabama team have lost to this Tennessee team? Yeah, maybe not. Would this Clemson team have lost to this Georgia team? If they did, not by the score that they did.
Darwinism's finest says everyone loves the under, which means the over will hit. Now that is, you know what? He's right. Hammer the over.
Yeah, we're all saying it's going to be a low-scoring defensive game, and it turns into a fucking track meet.
Yeah. Hey, TK, we watched your crash video earlier, but I'm glad you're okay. It's a good thing you were wearing a helmet.
Now we need TK crashing on a unicycle. That's what we need now.
On one of those big bicycles, those old-fashioned bicycles.
Oh, yeah, with like the 85-inch front wheel.
Yeah.
I'd also like to know, does TK own an electric scooter, or is it one of those that you rent on the sidewalk?
Like the one Chess all rented and crashed at the first line.
Yeah, the ones that are all over Atlanta and Charlotte and.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to Nashville. They're everywhere too. Yeah.
I'm probably going to go with the latter. Yeah, she probably rented it.
Those things were all over Nashville too.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They're not all over Memphis, but they're all over Memphis at the same time, if you catch what I'm saying.
We have those now in downtown Charlotte. Scott, you've seen these. Have you been downtown lately?
Slim, what are you saying? They're being stolen? Is that what you're saying?
I would never insinuate anybody is thieving anything, but
in Memphis, Tennessee,
I forget which city it was in, but there's a video on YouTube where there's some lake or something in a major metropolitan area, and they like dredged it and they pulled out like 1,000 of those fucking people. Just throw them in the lake.
Yeah.
That's happened in Memphis too. Yeah,
I've seen those. The bird graveyard channels.
Yeah.
They'll just destroy them.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've got electric bikes in Charleston.
That would not be a business enterprise I'd want to get into.
Yeah.
No.
Especially because cities keep banning them and everything.
Well, we have the bikes in Charleston now, and they're a disaster. I don't know why they ever did that here, or who approved it or whatever, because first of all, it's not safe. Anybody who's ever been downtown Charleston before knows they're not like normal roads down there.
and it's traffic out, and people are fucking crazy driving.
Yeah, and it's there's
I don't
barely
think they approve them though. They just those companies just drop them off overnight. Like one day.
No, I'm pretty sure the city has to approve of it though. You can't just.
That's what happened in Georgia and some places. I think Athens and like Atlanta too. They just dropped them off one night and nobody knew what to do with them.
I got to say, I went down. My friend was downtown on King Street. I went to pick him up Friday. There was somebody that drove 50 fucking miles an hour, but just ran beside me. On those narrow streets. And going, what the hell are you doing? Do you want to crash somewhere?
Yeah, don't get me started on the bicyclists around here too.
Oh, they're a pain in the ass.
They're a pain in the ass. I
wish that we had a bumper guard. You could catch a bicyclist, catch them in a net, and then once you get home, you could throw them away.
Scott, where I live over here, you know where Nexton Parkway is, right?
Yeah.
So for anybody who's listening who doesn't know, Nexton Parkway is like this main artery that they built like 5 years ago that runs from where I live into downtown Somerville. It's like the quickest way to get there. When they built that thing, it's, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles long. They put an entire golf cart / bike path, a good 20 feet, 25 feet off of the main road for you to ride your bike and your golf cart. These fucking bicyclists still ride on the road.
Hey, can we get a Peete? What do I got to pay for a Peete rant video on people riding their bicycles in traffic?
I've done it. It's on YouTube.
You ought to go out and record them, Pete. Yeah, you ought to video record them.
No, whenever I go by them, I honk the horn to try to scare them, hoping they'll fall. I don't want to kill them or anything, but I mean, it's dangerous. They're putting their own life in danger, which is fine. If you want to put your own life in danger, go for it. But don't put mine in danger.
Oh, well, look, they ride the bicycles on Miles Jamison Road, which is when I go up the street, there it is. And there's no bicycle path. So they're just in the middle of the damn street. And Miles Jamison is a very, very busy damn highway. Same with Gahagan Road. And they're going, what the hell do you think you're doing?
You know the James Island connector, right? That goes from downtown to James Island?
Yeah.
That is one of the most dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous roads in Charleston, and they constantly, because it's a bridge basically. There's bikers on it constantly, and like 3 or 4 of them get hit and killed every year. And everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is such a tragedy." Bicyclists share the road. No, get off the fucking road. and they also they ride at night too.
Preach it, Pete. Preach it.
Well, you know what they did in my town? Like, one of the main roads from one end of town to the other goes right by the high school. Well, apparently nobody taught these little shits to look both ways before they crossed the road. And like over a 6-year period, 3 or 4 of them got hit by traffic. So their bright idea was to shut down the road to fucking traffic.
Yeah.
During school hours.
Now, at least TK was smart enough to not ride that scooter on the road. She was on the sidewalk like she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I made a video about that years ago about bicyclists. I did a rant video about it in my kitchen. And somehow, I don't know, the biking community is something serious. Some guy found my channel because of the title, I guess. And of course, he's one of these bicyclists. And he comes in there talking, oh my God, how insensitive can you be? I mean, these people are humans. I'm like, yeah, well, you're fucking stupid. I don't know what to tell you.
I love it when
you want to talk about insensitive. I aim for them when I swerve.
I love it when people randomly get offended by something blows up you don't really expect it to.
Yeah,
YouTube.
And they all have the same stickers on the back of their bikes. It says share the road. Yeah, I'm already sharing the road with cars.
I had a girlfriend back in Albuquerque, and she got me into bicycling with her. And so one Sunday she wanted to go bicycle, and I said, "Aren't you going to wear your helmet?" And she's going, "No, I'm okay, I'm fine." So we get out there. She's on the bike path, but she hits a rock, tumbles her ass over, busts her head in the back, and thank God a truck just stopped, pulled over, picked her up and took her to the hospital. And then, she calls her dad, and dad's all pissed off at me because I'm with her. I'm going, she's the one that didn't want to wear the fucking helmet. Not me.
That's called throwback to the chat, Darwinism at its finest.
Yeah. And how come all these bicyclists have to dress like they're in the fucking Tour de France too? Like, you're not in the Tour de France. Calm down. Fucking wearing tights and shit.
Listen, and because I fall into this category, I can say this. So if you don't like it, fuck off. Certain things should not be sold in certain sizes. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be carrying your fat ass outside wearing fucking spandex. Okay.
Yes.
Well, you're not gonna. I will say this: you're not gonna see a fat cyclist. I mean, but
bullshit. I've seen it.
Yeah, have you?
But they spend, upwards of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for these damn bicycles too.
Yeah.
If I was ever to spend $4,000 for a bicycle,
it's going to have a motor on it.
used to put me in the hospital, as Lou said earlier, and check if I have dementia or not. Okay, because there's no way in hell I'd spend that much money.
My brother is one of these cyclists. Now, he doesn't dress up in the Tour de France outfit and ride on the road. He's not an idiot. But when I back in 2013 when I bought my Harley, he came down and saw it, and he was like, "Oh, that's cool," And a couple of weeks later, he sent me a text message. He goes, "Man, you inspired me to get a bike after seeing yours." And I was like, "Really?" And he sent me a picture. It was a goddamn bicycle, and it was one of those bicycles that cost like $4,000 or something.
Well, you can get a Harley Davidson bicycle. I think they do make bicycles.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. I think
guess what? I'm never buying a Harley Davidson bicycle.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I've seen them in the showrooms.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just saying I'll never spend one red cent on one.
No, no. And they're expensive as hell too.
Anything with the name Harley Davidson on it is expensive. I've got a Harley Davidson helmet. That thing was like $400.
Yeah.
If you buy one of those leather jackets that says Harley Davidson on it, they're like $300. So, a pair of socks probably costs $50.
Yeah, Harley Davidson used to advertise with me when I was selling radio, and we would do remote broadcasts, and I would just go in there to look for anything that could buy, possibly a bandana. I might be able to spend a bandana for $25 or $30.
Yeah,
everything was pricey as hell.
What's up, Nate?
Anyway, listen, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I got some biz to do, so take care, everyone.
All right, see you later, Scott.
I'll call you Friday too for fake news.
All right, sounds great.
Comes out
hold on, wait. What's Friday? I should be okay. I got to take Mrs. Peete to the airport Friday morning.
Okay. All right,
but
if you don't make it, we'll do it Monday.
Well, no, I'm still planning on doing the show. I might just be a little late. I forget what time I have to take her to the airport. But
shit, if you want me to, I'll do it right now.
You can if you want.
Okay, I'll do it real quick. All right,
hold on.
I think I'm going to get out of here too.
Breaking news.
All right, see you later, Sea Dog.
PigskinPeete YouTube channel.
It's time for Pete Podcast Fake News. Playoffs. We don't need no stinking playoffs. Well, unless you just woke up out of a coma, which if you have, glad to have you back. Georgia was curb stomped by the Ole Miss Rebels 28-10. After another dismal performance by quarterback Carson Beck, Coach Kirby Smart immediately repossessed Carson's NIL money-paid Lamborghini and left on the street a chicken shit yellow 1973 Ford Pinto. The car symbolizes a shit place, said Smart. If he does any better, I might install a sweet 8-track player. That horse-faced looking motherfucker better step up or I'll step him out. The dismal season of the Georgia Bulldogs continues. Meanwhile, in Oxford, Mississippi, Lane Kiffin is buying full-page ads in all the major newspapers across the country, stating, "I beat Georgia's ass," and a picture of Kiffin with a shit-eating grin. Estimates show that Kiffin spent $4 million on the ads. Lane admitted that he needed to feed his huge ego with the win and the ads. The Florida Gators program, who were looking at Kiffin as a candidate for coach, have dropped all proposals to the Ole Miss coach because he's a jackass. A lot of controversy concerning that LSU brought in a live tiger for the game against Alabama. Animal rights activists were having temper tantrums and hissing fits over the showcase of the animal. But Coach Brian Kelly of LSU thought it was a grand idea and had even wilder thoughts of usage of the tiger. If we're losing the game, let's release the tiger on the sideline of the opponent and see what happens. It could be a great gladiator movie before our eyes. Coach Lane Kiffin chimed in to say, "Kelly is stealing my idea, for I used a squirrel to interrupt the Georgia game." The athletic director staff of LSU are pondering the idea. A bloodletting horror show of a game could be coming soon in what is appropriately called Death Valley. Finally, Jesus is back. Jesus Christ himself, or as the Church of God preachers like to pronounce him, Jesus, appeared at a recent Notre Dame practice to see how the team was coming along. The Messiah asked Coach Marcus Freeman if he could borrow his whistle for a while and conduct practice. Jesus had the team running 30 laps around the field while screaming, "You think this is hard? Wear a thorny crown on your head for hours, huh?" After the hours-long practice, Jesus turned a Powerade to Budweiser, blessed the team, and disappeared. Coach Freeman told the team, "Let that be a lesson to you. Jesus could have you doing all CrossFit." The whole team were grateful and said, "Amen." And Peete Podcast Fake News is being brought to you by James Brown's Mullet and Mustard Sandwich Shack. Although full brother number one is passed, his estate has now just opened what the Godfather of Soul ate every day: fried mullet fish with yellow mustard in between 2 pieces of white bread. Add a little hot sauce, and it will make you break out in a cold sweat. So put on your hot pants and get on the good foot. And get on down to James Brown's Mullet and Mustard Sandwich Shack in the Harry Goatville Shopping Center off Wrightsville Road in Augusta, Georgia. Franchise opportunities are now available. You'll feel good like you knew you would now. And Hell's Angels Bar in Goose Creek, now offering the services for Hell's Angels Security. If you have a child's birthday, wedding reception, anniversary, or any get-together, let Hell's Angels make sure your party is secure. No bully kid eating all the birthday cake. No drunk cousin passing out at the wedding dinner. Even the Hells Angels old ladies will keep those rowdy bridesmaids in line at any wedding. If you want a safe to get together, call them Hells Angels Bar. The cost is only 2 kegs of natural light and a 6-pack of Sudafed. Hells Angels Bar, right before Stumpy's Firecracker Stand in Goose Creek. And that is the fake news for the week for Peete Podcasts. I'm going to live forever or die trying. Scott Kerr reporting.
Great job, Scott, again. And I should still be here on Friday. I might just take her a few minutes early so I can get back by 11 to do the show. If not, I'll start at 11:30 or whenever I get back. But
all right, man. Well, we got it out of the way, so it won't be so smelly now.
Gotcha.
All right, guys, take care.
All right, see you later, Scott.
Yeah, man. Bye.
Another, oops, I had to kick Slim out by accident. Another amazing performance by Scott, the one, the only. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing good, sir. Lou got his gift yesterday.
Yeah, so he sent me a picture of his jersey when he got it, and I said, well, I'm assuming that's what I'm going to get too then, because you told me you're sending me a jersey of some kind.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I didn't want to spoil it too much, but yes.
You didn't send me a jersey,
like that, yes.
Well, I think he sent us the jerseys because we're planning on going to a hockey game in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I have to decide whether or not I'm going to wear it. I guess I will.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but...
Well, I know that.
Maybe.
I just have to decide whether I want to or not.
I mean, he wore it on his Collins show.
Well, I'm sure it's very cool. It looks cool. So thank you.
Yeah, that's $204.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
now I feel bad.
No, you get it. I bought it.
Listen, he probably ate $204 worth of taquitos while he was at your house. So
Well,
it all balances out.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And the the tri-tip.
More to
Oh, yeah, the tri-tip.
He made me cook that tri-tip. That was like $30.
Tri-tips are good.
Yeah, I actually got a tri-tip delivered yesterday, along with the rest of my meat order.
You.
It was good though.
You have more excuses, Vic?
Huh?
You have more excuses?
No.
Oh yeah, Vic's blaming the weather on Georgia losing to Ole Miss.
Blaming the weather. I'm just saying that Ole Miss played better than us, and
in the weather.
And it was raining, so.
And it was raining. Okay.
They played better than we did in the rain. Yes.
All right.
But you did comment that the weather was bad, though. So.
Well, it was raining. I mean.
Well, that's kind of like hearing a Ohio State fan
what
saying
I said was that it affected us more than it affected them.
Okay.
We got two Slim Shady Canes in here. Which one is the right one?
I am the real Slim Shady.
So who's this?
Is that twin?
Who's the other one then?
I got a phone call and it kicked me out.
Oh, okay.
At least on my phone it did.
Okay, all right. So you need to kick the other one out then.
Damn.
I just figured it was some 12-year-old is about to scream the N-word. So.
Yeah, that's how I thought.
Yeah. That happens.
I forgot to tell you guys that I don't know if it's a date or not, but I'm going. I have like a I guess a date. This for lunch. To meet this girl, I think.
You have a date?
I didn't really tell you that.
You got a blind date?
Yeah. Huh?
A blind date?
No, not.
Well, you said to meet this girl, so you.
Oh yeah, blind date. Yeah, yeah.
So you never met her before?
Wait a minute. She's not actually blind, is she?
No. Oh no.
I mean,
that you don't know who it is.
Well, I don't know if she's blind or not, but
I mean, there's a lot of upside to dating a blind girl. I'm just gonna say.
Well, that's kind of scary. Not.
Yeah, she'll never be able to give an accurate description of the police.
Well,
yes, kind of scary. No.
This wasn't my idea. I have like a kind of a lifestyle coach that comes to my house. Just teach me how to do budgeting, and because I'm not really good at spending money and stuff. But
so what? She set you up on a blind date?
Yeah. So sometimes after like chores and stuff that we go out on outings, basically field trips. But anyways, we call them outings. Like in this outing, we're going. I guess I call it a date, but it's not really a date that she says. But I think it's a date because she. Well, I don't know.
Well, hopefully you've tempered your expectations. You're not expecting Paige Sporadic to walk into lunch and meet you, are you?
No.
Okay.
I wish, but no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I hope getting catfished again.
No, I know it's not. It's definitely not catfish. Not that I hope. So it's a special needs girl. So I mean, kind of like me.
Yeah. That's good.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go to a pizza restaurant here called Mama's Pizza. Yes, you heard that right.
Can I give you a piece of advice?
Pretty good place. What's up?
Don't eat an entire pizza in front of her by yourself.
Why not?
Why not?
No.
Well, what if she eats an entire pizza?
Well,
Well, then he's got other problems.
Then that means he's on a blind date with Gorlock the Destroyer.
No, it's a match made in heaven. That's what it is.
Oh, well, that's one way to look at it. Yeah, that's a glass half full type of mentality there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and Brad Pitt says don't bring cream cheese with you. I agree. Don't put cream cheese on your pizza.
I didn't bring cream cheese. They have cream cheese.
And don't talk about your hammer.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Just get like a regular sized pizza for the two of you to split. Don't eat it. Don't be like, I want my own pizza. Don't do that.
Plus,
and there needs to be leftovers.
Yeah, doggy bag.
I'll pay for it. No, I'll pay for it too.
Well, of course. I mean,
yeah. I never been on a date before, well, other than prom, but I have a.
Yeah, but didn't you go to prom with your cousin?
Not well. No, I'm saying no, not cousin. It's like a assigned girl.
Assigned
from.
What? They just have y'all draw names out of a hat for everybody that doesn't have a date? I mean, how does this work?
I didn't know that Nate was Muslim. He has arranged dates. It's like arranged marriages.
Yeah, it's like in India. Yeah.
Yeah, India.
Yeah, Nate. Yeah, I know Nate was Indian. Yeah.
Nick says he has a date that's hearing impaired. That'd be a tough one. Yeah. Because then you have to yell at her all the time, and you're in public, and people think you're just yelling at your girlfriend the whole time. No, I promise she can't hear me. That's why I'm yelling at her. I'm not mad. I'd rather have a blind one. That way, you know how women get mad when you roll your eyes when they say something? They can't even tell if you roll your eyes.
No, then she'll just say that she can hear your eyes rolling.
Yeah, I'll find something.
That's what my wife says when she has her back to me, and I do it.
No. So I have a Down syndrome friend that I went to prom with and stuff, but he's not a girl. He's a guy. So so he's rich. He's part of a family that owns a bread facility, I guess. Mm-hmm. So he assigned one year for high school. Okay. He assigned a college girl, I guess, to be my date for that prom. I mean, I think so. That was the picture. That was the girl with me in the picture that Lou showed a while ago. So
they should have got you somebody from Nebraska's recruiting staff to go on to a prom with.
Yeah.
Then you probably would have got lucky because they sleep with high school students all the time anyway.
Well, speaking of Nebraska, but she did go to the University of Nebraska. So
Nick says he'd rather have a date that can't talk.
Oh, deaf? Deaf? I don't know.
Yeah, that might be the best one.
Well, I can't do sign language, so
even better. What's worse, getting yelled at by a woman or getting yelled at by a woman in sign language? I don't know.
Probably sign language because she's just gonna start swinging.
Yeah.
Where's some socks? I have no socks. Sorry, ignore me.
Yeah, that's easy to do.
That's that. But yeah, I mean, this is my first ever. I call it first ever date, but I don't know if it's date or not.
Well, good luck with that, Nate. Slim, did you hear my my opening statements about Clay Travis? It's in the title of the stream.
Oh, I saw your post on Twitter yesterday about Clay Travis, and he's an idiot.
Like, how do you cover sports for a living and not know how the playoff selection works?
How do you cover sports for a living and not know the difference between a poll and a power ranking?
Yeah. I hope he's not an AP. He's probably an AP voter because he's in the media.
Well, I've said that for a long time. It's like, how did people take the AP poll seriously, but not take seriously the Heisman voting. Like, that's the same people.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't.
Well,
I haven't watched. Yeah, sorry.
The AP voters, all they do is sit down and say who they think the best teams are. There's no analytical thinking that goes into it. There's no way they watched all those games.
No.
I mean,
most of them, just like what we say about the Heisman, don't even watch college football.
And also,
Right.
Clay Travis, look, he's a huge SEC homer. He doesn't even try to hide it. He thinks that the top 10 teams should all be from the SEC. That's what he thinks. He might sprinkle in Ohio State and Oregon in there somewhere, but he thinks it should be like Alabama 1, Georgia 2, Ole Miss 3, fucking South Carolina 4. Like, he just...
What the?
All right. I'll send y'all pictures. So I gotta get my date out of the way.
What?
Well, a lot of people think that, and they say that, I'm full of shit when I talk about the SEC just is not that much better than everybody. But a lot of these dumb fucks actually believe it. And especially this year, I mean, would Miami be a double-digit underdog to any team in the SEC? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, wins and losses still have to matter. South Carolina should be ranked. I think they're properly ranked based on their wins and losses. I mean, now, do I think that South Carolina could or would beat some of the teams ahead of them? Maybe, probably. But we also thought that Miami would never lose to Georgia Tech. We also thought that Notre Dame would never lose to NIU. I mean, you can go down the list every week. There's upsets. So,
right.
Yeah. So wins and losses have to matter.
Nobody outside of Ole Miss fans thought Ole Miss was going to beat Georgia.
Yeah, that's the other thing with Clay Travis. Is he's pretty much abandoned sports for politics, and it used to be sports with a little bit of politics. Now it's politics with a little bit of sports. That's what he's transitioned to.
That's what a lot of them have.
And look, he's obviously making a lot of money and successful, so I'm not hating on him for that, but,
No, but much like me, that's why I'm sure you quit listening to a lot of it, too, because I used to turn that shit on to get away from all the other bullshit.
Yeah, people get mad at me when I talk about politics, too. That's just, that goes with the territory. I don't have as big an audience, obviously, as Clay Travis does.
Well,
But,
we also leave it to this show. Like your sports show, we leave it to sports.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with Uncle Lou's morning show.
Well, the problem is there's people out there, a lot of people too, who think that Clay Travis knows what he's talking about because he's in the media. It's not much different than people that watch Fox News and CNN and MSNBC and think just because they're on TV with bright lights and wearing a three-piece suit that they know what the fuck they're talking about. No, they don't.
Yeah, well, that's like the same people that keep wanting to point back to the difference between educated and uneducated voters and polls. Like, uneducated doesn't mean unintelligent.
Yeah, of course it doesn't.
Actually, I would even venture to say that the ones that haven't wasted the money on college at this point may be a little smarter.
Well, there's no doubt that there's a lot of people in college that have no business being there. That's definitely true.
Yeah. And I'm not saying college is worthless or useless or anything like that. But a lot of the degrees people get are.
Well, yeah, and I try to tell my kids this too, as far as, I'm trying to gauge about what they want to do with their life after high school. Because my oldest son's a junior. I mean, he's only got one more year of high school. So I'm trying to figure out, like what do you want to do? Because if you want to go to some 4-year university and fucking study frog orgasms or whatever the fuck, you're not getting a job doing that.
Yeah.
So if you want to put yourself in $100,000 of debt and not have a job afterwards, I'm going to go ahead and advise against that. Obviously, I'm not going to tell him what he should or shouldn't do. That's up to him. But I need to let him know the reality that we live in.
No, you should actually, in my opinion, tell him what he should or shouldn't do. Now, whether or not he takes that advice is up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lesbian dance theory. Is that
What?
Oh yeah. No, that's been a running joke for a while. I think Ben Shapiro started that actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Talking about this specific topic, people getting worthless degrees.
Yes, it's like underwater basket weaving.
Yeah.
Underwater basket weaving. You go to Florida State and be a clown.
Wasn't that a class? Wasn't that a class? Jadeveon Clowney took at South Carolina.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Like that was an actual thing.
I don't blame if you're somebody like Jadeveon Clowney who's clearly going to make it to the NFL. I mean, he's like one of the best ever at his position. I don't blame them for taking bullshit classes because they don't ever have any intention of, doing anything else other than playing football anyway. But the average idiot, like me, I'm glad that I didn't go get some degree that I don't care about and sitting here paying off student loans for the rest of my life. So,
well, that was my thing. Like when I was in school, history was my favorite subject. And then I sat down and thought about it at the time, and I was like, well, what the fuck am I going to be, Indiana Jones or something?
Yeah. Trade schools are great. If they find a trade that they're actually interested in, then trade schools are, that's the best thing you can get for your money. The second best thing, or maybe the best thing, is joining the military. Now, obviously, I've talked to my son about joining the military if he doesn't know what he wants to do. Now, I'm projecting because I wish that I would have done that when I was his age. Because it's a great deal, right? I mean, you get free college out of it if you want to go to college afterwards. That's number one. If you decide to stay in for 20 years, you get a lifelong pension and lifelong free health care, which is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in your lifetime. And, I mean, there's not much a better deal. Now, you might have to go die, so there is that. But but if you join the Navy or the Air Force or something, and you're not flying a plane necessarily, then the chances of you dying in war are probably pretty low.
Yeah, so, you're shooting at something 30 miles away. I think you're safe.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm with you. And plus, they'll pay for college, too. So if you do get a useless degree, at least you're not in debt over it.
Right. Of course, Mrs. Pete's like, no, I don't want him joining the military, World War III. And I get all that. But I don't know. If you're a single man and you're 18, 19 years old, like, what's bad about free housing, traveling the world? Like, it sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
Well, and to your point, that's the good thing about joining the Navy versus, say, the Marine Corps. Marine Corps, you literally are doing nothing but infantry. That's the front line, yeah. But Navy, I mean, you travel around the world on ships, and you dock in Japan for 2 weeks, and you go to Italy for 2 weeks, and free vacation. Really. So. Yeah. Just make sure you pack plenty of rubbers so you don't come back with something Ajax won't take off.
Yeah, retiring with full benefits at 48 is not the worst thing in the world, exactly.
Well, and I don't even think they do pensions anymore, unfortunately, but that would be a great idea. I think they've gone, like private sector has, they've gone over to 401ks.
But speaking of politics, already a little bit disappointed with our boy Trump here.
Why?
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't like his Secretary of State pick at all.
Who?
Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio, yeah. I've heard a few people say that.
Well, I mean, he's a classic neocon. I mean, that's supposedly what he's against is that type of candidate. I mean, he wants to go to war with Iran just as bad as fucking Lindsey Graham does. So, not happy with that.
And this is something where me and you tend to disagree on. I do think there is some, and I'm not pro-war, but I do think there is some positives to getting ahead of a problem before it comes after you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the pick. I don't really have a problem with what he's doing with RFK Jr. and what he's doing with Elon Musk as far as from the business side of things. But I don't like Of all the people he could have picked to be Secretary of State, Marco Rubio would have been at the bottom of the list for me. I mean, he might as well get Liz Cheney in there. About the same.
Here's the thing, though. He tends to have a very hands-on approach with foreign policy anyway. So how much is Marco Rubio really going to affect that?
I don't know. It just seemed like a weird pick to me.
I mean, he went to North Korea himself. Usually the Secretary of State would deal with that.
Yeah.
And honestly, Iran's easy enough to deal with.
Federal government civilian employee pensions are way better than military pensions. That's great if you can get that job. I mean, you don't have to audition to join the military. You just have to sign on the dotted line. To get a federal government civilian employee job, you might not get picked.
Well, that's one. It's not what you know; it's who you know.
Right, exactly.
Or who you've blown. In some people's case.
Right. What? Okay.
My cousin is, 100% VA disabled, makes $4,000 a month, tax free, and works for the DoD contractor, making $120,000 a year.
All right. Yeah.
Well, my brother is an example. I mean, he just retired a few weeks ago. He's 48 years old. His retirement's 6 figures. Got free health care for the rest of his life. And now
I'm not sure if I'd go around touting VA health care, though.
Now he's going to go work for Delta. Well, he already works for Delta, but now he's going to go full-time with Delta and make another 6 figures a year and probably completely retire before he's 60 and be very well off. So.
Be the smart idea.
I should join the military. I don't even think I can.
No, you're past. Yeah, the cutoff age is 35.
Yeah.
But they'll take over 35 if you're re-enlisting. So they'll deduct previous year's service. So say you're 42 and you've done 7 years, you're right there at the threshold where they'll take you.
Oh yeah, dog behind Amy Line says 42 now. He's in the Navy. Well, I'm 44, so I still miss it.
Oh, did they up it to 42? Okay.
I guess so.
It used to be 35.
I think it did used to be 35. They must have. I mean, they got problems with people enlisting now. They're trying to get anybody. You know what? They might take me now because nobody's joining the military anymore.
I mean, I would have gone years ago, but they turned me down.
They turned you down. Why?
This was back in 2009 when recruitment wasn't a problem. And they change their requirements quarterly depending on recruitment, and that's coming right out of a recruiter's mouth. And at the time when I went to go join, they wouldn't take anybody with a GED. You had to have so many college credits.
But
no, I did not used to be in the Navy. What I said was, if I could go back, hindsight's 20/20. If I could go back to my 18-year-old self, knowing how my life turned out, I would advise 18-year-old Pete to enlist in the Navy. But
yeah, it may not have been a problem if I had decided to join at 18. If I hadn't waited till I was 20, I might have got in. But once again, hindsight's 20/20.
Now I say that, but then if I did join the Navy when I was 18, would I be married to my wife now? Would I have my 2 kids now? Probably not. So.
No, Pete would be an eternal bachelor if he had joined the Navy.
I mean, I wouldn't trade my wife and my kids for anything, but you know what I mean. You don't start thinking about these type of things until you have your own kids.
Yeah, believe me, me and my wife had that same discussion after we had our first. Like, I had joined the military.
I almost did, too. I was very close to doing it. And I decided against it. But anyway. See, now, that's a good question. Can I enlist in the Space Force at 44 years old? I'll do that. As long as they promise to shoot me into space at some point.
Yeah, you gotta have a burial in space, like a burial at sea.
Oh, yeah, that's how I want to go. Shoot me into space. But I wonder if Elon Musk is talking about going to Mars or whatever. I'm sure he's going to need some, like, crash test dummies to be shooting space to figure out, what's working and what's not working. I wonder if I could volunteer to just be like, hey, I'll do it for free. Shoot me into space. Do whatever kind of test you have to do.
Yeah, but I thought you wanted to do that. You wanted to be shot into space when you're dead, not at 46.
Well, I would like to go to space while I'm alive too, so I can at least see it. But yeah, when I die, I want them to shoot me into space, just out into middle of nowhere, so I can just float endlessly through space for the rest of my eternity.
Well, law of probability and odds says you're going to hit something at some point.
Probably be a couple million years before that happens. I mean, if I make it through the asteroid belt, it's going to be a while before I come into contact with something.
Well, that's a big help.
Oh, it's 42 for Space Force too? Damn it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm screwed.
Yeah.
They're discriminating against Peete.
Yeah, that's age discrimination.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, what if I identify as a 42-year-old? Does that work?
Just identify as a 20-year-old.
Maybe if I tell them I'm gay, they have to let me in, otherwise it's discrimination.
Yeah. Tell them you're pregnant, too. They can give you one of those pregnancy flight suits.
He says I could probably get an age waiver. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd make it through basic training, honestly.
I mean, what's basic training for Space Force?
I don't know. They probably put you in one of those space suits and put you down in the pool for 30 minutes and make sure you don't die.
Yeah, so is Space Force training the same as astronaut training, I guess?
I don't even know what Space Force does.
Yeah, I haven't the slightest clue.
Well, I don't think they do anything, honestly.
Yeah, what do they do exactly?
Well, you ask folks in the Army, that's what they say about the Air Force. So.
Yeah, the Air Force, they fly planes and blow shit up. Yeah.
There's a Space Force boot camp video on YouTube. You got to be shitting me. You already know I'm looking that up.
Yeah, why hasn't that been looked up before? As many conversations we've had floats over the Space Force. Unintended.
Space Force basic training. All right, here we go. First United States Space Force boot camp. From the looks of things, this must have been in 2020 because they're all wearing masks.
At Harbor Freight, we do business differently.
Do we have an updated boot camp or?
Well, this must have been the first one.
First ever boot camp.
I'm gonna fast forward here. See ya. Oh, it looks a lot like regular basic training. I mean, they're like jumping over logs and shit. I mean, hold on now. What are the chances you're going to have to bear crawl underneath a log in space?
There's not.
Well, it's kind of like all that useless shit they teach you in high school that you'll never use again, but they say you will.
Yeah. You mean like algebra? I've never been to the grocery store and been like, you know what? I'm trying to figure out how much I got to spend here. 2x parentheses 5 minus 10 x to the second power. Never happened.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy!
You know what? I can complete this basic training. This looks like, this looks like an elementary school playground they're doing this on here. Fucking monkey bars.
That's why they call it basic training.
Yeah,
it probably is an elementary school playground.
This is about as basic as it gets here. This is like when they, ISIS was trying to recruit people and it was just a bunch of those terrorists on the monkey bars for 20 minutes. Wow, I can complete this.
Yeah, you say that till your old ass gets out there and you're huffing and puffing. Everybody's falling out from oxygen deprivation because you're.
Let me fast forward. Let me see if it gets any harder.
Make sure when you get on the rope.
Again, when are you going to have to do this in space? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I've never understood the whole thing like you have to be super physically fit to go to space. Like, it's space. You actually, the exact opposite would be just fine.
Yeah, you don't need muscles in space because there's no weight. It's weightless.
It's getting up to space is the thing.
Yeah.
They're going to handle those G-forces, yeah.
Well, even all the astronauts tell you that 99% of the time you're going to pass out, no matter who you are.
Well, that's why they have these things called G-suits.
Make sure you flat, go over the log, head to right.
Now they're crab walking across the dirt. I guess you might have to crab walk on the moon. I don't know, but
yeah, you have to crab walk on the moon.
How would they know you would have to crab walk on the moon if we've never been?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know, but
It's because we have been.
Jay says Pete would be eliminated when they found out he broke a rib falling on the snow. Yeah, that's probably true.
Well, yeah, but if you run in space, what are you going to fall on?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's any 40-yard dashes in space.
Let's go. Let's go.
That should be fine.
Let's go. Push yourself. Let's go. Let's go, Space Force.
Let's go, Space Force. That's what he said.
Yeah. So when your leg comes up, your arms come up.
I don't think anyone ever tried to crab walk on the moon. I think that might be kind of hard to do in a spacesuit. But
well, how many people are in the Space Force?
I haven't the slightest clue.
Like 3? It's like 3 guys and 1 lady.
I don't know how many people were in that video.
Like 3. So that's all of them, I think. That was their first recruiting class, 3 people. The game Asteroids needs to be added to basic training. Yeah, that would make more sense than crab walking.
That would make total sense.
Yeah, in a spaceship with a Atari controller shooting down asteroids.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't that make the movie Starship Troopers a training manual at that point?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would.
Would a gun work in space?
Yes, it would.
It will?
Yes.
Even without air?
Mythbusters figured that one out.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, so a gun would still be effective in a vacuum?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
It might be more effective because there's no air resistance. So.
Well, yeah, that's not my point. With the gun, my point is would the gun malfunction?
So would it actually shoot?
Yeah, because it's combustion. And that's what causes the bullet to fly out. Then the gun has to reset. I would think that like a pistol, for example. I would just think the slide would just stay back once the force from the bullet went out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would. I guess it would reset. You're telling me. I don't know though. I'm not a scientist. And how did they test that?
Well, they can simulate zero gravity, and plus they can simulate an oxygen-free environment as well.
Sven says it depends on what kind of gun it is.
Yeah, I guess that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why they use lasers in Star Trek instead of guns.
Yeah.
I would like a laser gun. A phaser or whatever they call it.
I don't know. According to some people on the internet, we've already got laser guns.
Well, how come they're not available at Palmetto State Armory?
Because they don't have them yet, but the government does.
The government has them?
Those space lasers.
Yeah, space lasers.
I mean, you can't go down to Walmart and buy a HARP machine, but the government's got one of them too.
Right. That makes sense.
But you can go to 7-Eleven and get plutonium.
I wonder if it's Space Force basic training, whenever they do the gun part, the shooting part, if they have like aliens as targets. Like little green men running around.
If they don't, that is an opportunity miss.
Yeah. I mean, because the chances you have to shoot another human in space are pretty low, but an alien, that's pretty likely.
Well, I mean, it could be just as likely that you're shooting another human. I mean, who's to say that any alien's going to look any different than us?
Well, that's true. But as far as like if we went to war with China in space, would we just be like, would it be like World War II, digging trenches on the moon, running around shooting each other? Like
yeah.
How would that look?
I don't know. That would be kind of cool.
That sounds like a good idea for a video game.
Right, like, would Pete be more okay with war if it was on the moon?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with war on the moon at all, actually.
They had that. There was a Call of Duty game. I think it was Ghosts. that one mission where you fight in space.
Because if you fight on the moon, there's no civilian casualties. That's number one. There's no threat of nuclear war that's going to blow up, the world.
Well, that's not true because any military operation, there's going to be civilians involved as well. We were talking about that earlier.
They could blow up.
Yeah, but like if you bomb somebody on the moon, you're not going to be bombing a hospital or a school or children. There's not going to be any children on the moon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if you blow up the moon, then everybody here dies.
It's the debris because of the debris from the moon. Yeah.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about all the things on this planet that the moon affects.
Yeah, it probably cause a mass flood.
Well,
tides are affected by the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that blowing up the moon would make the tides low.
Nature Boy says the moon seems pretty important. It depends on who you ask. I mean,
the moon causes
there's some positives like the tides.
Well, tides would go down if they're.
And there's some negatives too, though, like they cause women's periods.
I didn't know the moon did that. Now, see, that's that's a strike against the moon right there.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It doesn't what?
Cause women's periods.
Of course it does.
Yes, it does.
Vic, you think it's a coincidence that the moon is on a 28-day cycle and women's periods are on a 28-day cycle? You think it's a coincidence, huh?
Maybe women's periods cause the moon.
Women's periods cause the moon? Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell VicTube's single.
Yeah. I guess they should call it the moonstral cycle.
Now that is a good thing. Kane's thing says that the moon's gravity protects us from more asteroid impacts. That is true because if you look at the moon, I mean, it's covered in craters from asteroid impacts that may have hit us if the moon's gravity didn't pull them in.
Yep.
So there is that.
It's also
you realize there's a dinosaur somewhere in heaven going, where the fuck was that moon when we were here?
Yeah. Also doesn't have an atmosphere either. Doesn't have an atmosphere to protect it like Earth does.
I didn't know there was dinosaurs in heaven. That's news to me.
Well, Well, I mean, if all dogs go to heaven, I would assume dinosaurs do too.
Well, only dogs do.
Oh, only dogs. So cats don't go to heaven.
Probably not. No. Have you ever had a cat before?
Well, my mother is a cat person.
Yeah, they're evil. So I don't think cats go. I guess anything you domesticate could possibly go to heaven, like Peanut the squirrel, for example.
Yeah, or cows.
If Peanut had lived his life in the wild and died, probably wouldn't go to heaven. But the fact that he didn't, he lived in an apartment in New York, and he got murdered, he probably is in heaven.
Why would that?
Because he was murdered by the government. Is that like a one-way ticket to heaven?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tiger Cat says cats do go to heaven.
I don't believe that.
I don't like
Cats are evil drama queens.
I mean, I love my cat, but she's not going to heaven. Sorry.
I'm suspicious of cats and cat people.
Yeah. Cats don't give a fuck about you. They pretend to because you feed them. But it's been proven. If you had a heart attack right now and died in your house alone, and nobody found you for 30 days, by the time somebody did find you 30 days later, the cat would have already eaten you.
The cat.
Now, I don't think the dog will do that.
Dogs will just lick you for the salt.
Yeah. The cat will just go ahead and eat you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think within like 48 hours. They didn't even wait long. They're like, okay, this guy's dead. He's going to spoil here soon. I might as well go ahead and start eating him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can't stick you in the freezer to, keep you from going bad. So if only they had opposable thumbs. Everybody on Twitter Saturday was sounding like you, Pete. Everybody was up in arms over that tiger being wielded about in Baton Rouge.
I almost made a video about that.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can make one now. So
well, it's too late now. Nobody will watch it because the game's already over with. But yeah. So not only did they didn't bring Tiger Cat. Explain this to me. You have a tiger, Mike the 7th, apparently, is his name. Like 300 yards away from the stadium is where he lives.
Yeah.
But they had to ship in a tiger from fucking Joe Exotic's farm in Florida to bring him on. Why did they do that? What's wrong with Mike? If I were Mike, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
She says that's why they lost. Bad karma.
Yeah. Karma. Yeah, bad juju. Yeah.
You want to call in and tell the story? Yeah, I don't know the story. All I know is they shipped in this tiger for Florida to prance him around in a glass cage for 20 minutes for no reason. I mean,
I think they should have the live mascots battle it out during halftime.
So like if LSU played Baylor, you think they should put Mike the Tiger and one of those Baylor Bears like in a cage together and let them fight to the death?
Yeah, man, put them in midfield. Fuck the bands. Let's go with a mascot fight to the death in midfield.
I'd watch that. Hip Elf wants to know why was the tiger in a glass cage? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. What's wrong with a regular cage?
You can stick his paws out and get somebody from a regular cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, some of these, I'm not sure how it's going to work. Like, just say for the sake of argument, Miami's playing Alabama. I mean, you got an ibis versus an elephant.
Well, the ibis would just fly away.
Well, I get it, and probably peck out the elephant's eyes or whatever. Well, I mean, listen. We can chemically make these motherfuckers fight each other. I mean, give them some bath salts and PCP, and they'll fight to the death.
TK, can you explain to us why they shipped in a tiger from Florida? What was wrong with using Mike? He's already there. your microphone's off, in case you didn't know that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Okay, I was pissed when I first heard the story. What happened originally was
what had happened was
the governor originally went to LSU and said he wanted to bring back the tradition of bringing Mike on the sidelines, which I never liked, ever. I don't like the fact that they have a live tiger, but they get him from a sanctuary. They treat him like royalty. That's as far as I'll go. Okay, you don't bring him out into the stadium.
Well, what's the point in having a tiger if you're not going to parade him about?
That was in the beginning what they wanted to do back in the 30s, but now it's more like it's more about education stuff. Like he's not technically, even though he's Mike the Tiger, he's not a mascot. And the veterinary school told him no way, no day, no how, right? So he went on his own and got a tiger, okay, from somebody.
Yeah, from Joe Exotic's farm in Florida.
Is it Joe Exotic's farm?
I don't know. It's got to be one of those type places, though. You know.
Well, no, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And that made me even more mad for so many reasons. But I really I hate that shit. You know, animals are not mascots. Okay. Now.
Well, they absolutely are.
Well, you know what I mean. It made me so mad. I didn't care that we lost. I was almost glad. I'm so not into them right now. I have to get over it. If they do it again, I'm done with football with LSU. If they do it again.
Also, it seems like a weird thing for the governor to care about.
Well, I saw an interview, okay? And I was ready to rip him a new asshole, okay? But when I watched him talk, okay, I grew up in Louisiana, so I understood where he was coming from. But he's not like you and me, Pete. He doesn't think that the tiger is being abused. You know, some people just don't care enough like that, right?
Well, the tiger isn't being abused. Like you said, it gets treated like royalty.
No, Mike the Tiger gets treated like royalty. We're talking about, what was his name?
His name was what? Oh, gosh, I can't remember.
Sam or something. So Mike gets treated like royalty.
Yeah, it was like some Greek god name. It was like,
Sam is just as important as Mike. No, I don't think the veterinary school said yes. I don't know what happened there, but I would assume that the governor would have to have permission from the university to do that. I don't think he can just run over them, right? Am I wrong about this?
Well, actually, you probably are wrong. I mean, they get all their funding from the governor, so he can probably do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but I don't think he would take away money for them just because they didn't want a tiger. I don't think he would be that petty.
Shit, I would.
Well,
for my question is, what is Louisiana like? Are all their problems been solved? Why is he spending 2 seconds on and shipping in a tiger for a football game? They got other problems.
For the same reason, federal Congress is worried about A-Rod taking steroids.
Well, yeah, that's a problem too. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, what was the question again? Oh,
why is he even worrying about it?
Oh, okay. Because you know how it is there. Like everybody in Louisiana, we eat, drink, and sleep football. Okay. So, you know, he's into that. He's into the football. He's into all that. And I guess he liked seeing the tiger going around there.
Well, that's great. But if I'm a voter in Louisiana, I want to know why you're spending time worried about a tiger in a football game instead of fixing the problems in my state.
Well, if Andy Bashir is still the governor of Louisiana, if Andy Bashir is still the governor of Louisiana, I'm not sure how much he cares about football. I mean, he's from Pakistan.
It's Landry. It's what's his last name? Landry's his last name. Jeff Landry, I think. Jeff Landry.
Wasn't Jeff Landry a football coach?
I mean, there might be a Jeff Landry football coach, but I don't know. But like, he just seemed really excited. Like, I just want to bring the tradition back and all that. And I kind of.
Plus the irony there. So the whole, I don't really have a problem with LSU rescuing a tiger. If they rescued it from one of these roadside zoos like Joe Exotic have, and they can't live in the wild, so you either have to euthanize them or give them a sanctuary. I understand all that. I don't have any problem with that. But it goes against LSU's principles, what they say are their principles, to then go get a tiger from a roadside zoo and put him in a cage and parade him around the fucking field for 3 hours.
Thank you. That's why I'm angry. I don't think the veterinary school was in on this. I mean, like that even whether or not he can do it or not, they wouldn't have had say in that. Because
I'm angry they didn't dye the tiger stripes purple. That's what I'm angry about.
Oh my God.
Or the entire tiger. You guys are
the entire tiger purple.
Hey, you remember He-Man, the cartoon?
Oh yeah.
Remember his tiger was green.
Yeah, he had a green tiger.
Yeah, green tiger.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Missouri needs a yellow tiger. LSU needs a purple tiger. Now, who gets the orange? Does Clemson get
Clemson
the orange
gets
tiger?
Clemson get, because we're the only one with orange in our colors. Yeah, we get the classic orange Bengal tiger.
Okay. now, who gets to be called racist and get the white tiger?
Yeah, Battle Cat too. That was Skeletor's. I think that was a panther, but it was purple though. It was a purple panther.
Panther.
Well, I mean, that's not far off. Like panthers are a very dark blue. Anyway.
No, I'm sorry. Battle Cat was He-Man's tiger. What was the name of Skeletor's panther? It had a name too. Can't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know. Can we bring back Saturday morning cartoons? I miss that shit.
Yeah.
I used to watch them every Saturday.
We all did. That was back when cartoons were good, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave Elmer Fudd. They took away Elmer Fudd's shotgun and gave him a Grim Reaper sight.
Now, some of those cartoons you can never play today, especially like the old Popeye cartoons, where Bluto is just like a complete and total like racist.
Yes, you absolutely can play those. People can quit being so fucking soft. Get over yourself.
Funny thing, like we all grew up on that stuff, okay, and we're fine. You know, why do they think stuff from the past is bad if we're okay? Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, okay, TK, you're okay? Yes, I am.
There's a great...
just because I saw, like, now they also talk about video games and stuff and violence and all that. Like, if I...
Oh, yeah, video games cause Columbine.
Like, but what I like, anything I've ever seen that was violent or bad or anything didn't make me want to go out and do it. So I think there's something else going on there, you know, with a person, obviously.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, I saw this video on Twitter of some dumbass grabbing a power line and he electrocuted himself literally to death. I have no want to go out and do that. None whatsoever.
Yeah. You guys knew who Artie Lang is? Of course, the comedian. Yeah. So he did this is probably 20 years ago. He did a stand-up special. And his bit was he was talking about the cartoon Foghorn Leghorn. You guys remember that?
I say so.
Yeah. I say. Anyway, he was talking about there's one episode where Foghorn wanted to teach Leghorn how to play baseball. And so he's like, you know, wanting to throw the ball to him, and he throws the ball to him. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't even swing the bat. And he's like, "What's wrong with you, son? Haven't you ever played ball before?" And he goes, "What kind of boy doesn't know how to hit a ball?" He's basically calling him a pansy. Now, I mean, today, that would be offensive to some people. You know.
People are soft. And I mean, you can see it. People are soft. You can see it in sports. Sports has gotten soft. We talk about it all the time. But, I mean, they've neutered football.
Neutered.
Don't get me started on Pepe Le Pew. You remember Pepe Le Pew? I mean, he was a rapist.
He totally was trying to bang that poor kitty all the time.
Yeah. Pound me too. Right.
Pepe Le Pew was a straight sexual fucking deviant.
He was. Ow, I can't laugh too much. My chest still hurts. I think maybe the handlebar. I think I hit the handlebar in my chest is what it was.
Was that what? Did you rent that scooter?
No, I got it. I bought it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So you bought a scooter and 5 minutes later you're face first on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, that was your first time riding it?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Well,
it's not like a high level scooter. It's just a little basic motorized scooter.
yeah, but those things go pretty fast, though.
Mine will go up to 30.
That's fast.
I know, but I only took it up to 10 yesterday because I was.
Well, see, you should have started with the T-Move scooter and worked your way up.
I should have started with the one that doesn't have a motor. You just use your leg.
Are they expensive? My kid wants one of those. I'm like, I don't.
It depends on which kind you get. They can run anywhere from like a couple of hundred to over 1,000. If you're going to get the ones that are like really, really expensive are for people who do like, they even have some that people go off like dirt bike riding. Like they do like extreme things with the scooter, right? This one is more like of a commuter scooter.
A commuter scooter?
It's a commuter scooter.
Isn't every scooter a commuter scooter?
But this is like a good commuter scooter because I have a lot of things real close to my house and it saves gas.
So that's why you got it then. So you could ride it around town and go run like small errands with, or just for.
Well, for a few things, that and for just to get myself out more. I needed to get out more. And it was something I've always wanted, and I just never got one. And I said, you know what? I want to try that. I love those kind of things. Like when I was at the campground, I didn't have a golf cart, so some of the guys would let me drive theirs, and I loved it.
What about a bicycle, though? Then you get exercise, too.
Well, here's an idea, since we were just on the topic. Save one of these tigers from a roadside zoo, and like He-Man, put a fucking saddle on him and ride him around.
Yeah, or have him pull you on the scooter.
Saddle.
So what exactly happened on the live stream? You're cruising along. Everything goes good. Then all of a sudden, it's just face first into the pavement. What did you hit a rock or what happened?
I hit a little bit of sand.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Ow. Okay, so I wasn't going to go as far as I was going, but I started to see that I was going up on the bridge, and I was excited. And I'm like, look, I'm going on the bridge. Yeah, yeah. And I was going to show y'all the beautiful intercoastal waterway when I got to the top. And then when you hear me say okay before I hit that, because I'm saying no fear, no fear. When I say okay, it's because I saw the sand right there with no room to stop. And one thing that I learned, because I always research everything before I buy something that's going to be, money. And they said that sand can be slippery. So,
I mean, it was kind of poetic, though, that you're like, look at me, I'm driving over a bridge. Whee!
Yeah. I was about to say, I got a kick out of her psyching herself up to go over a bridge. Like, I mean,
I was so excited.
Good thing to know it's not just a joke. You really are afraid of bridges.
Well, no, I mean, like I was excited because it was like fun, but this is a small bridge. I mean, I'm talking about, when I say a bridge, I'm talking about tall overpasses, that curve and you can't see anything but sky, that kind of thing.
Man, what would you do on that 8-mile bridge from the coast of South Florida down to the Keys?
Yeah.
But it's flat.
It is flat. Yeah.
But it's 8 miles long. Like, if you're in dead middle of it, you see no land in any direction.
Yeah, you break
really?
down on yeah.
Wow.
You break down on there. You good luck.
Ooh, I don't think I like that.
Shocker.
Shocker. It's such a shocker that you'd want to paint Mike purple too.
No, it's really not. It's rather appropriate. Listen, paint the fucking elephant crimson red too. I don't give a shit. Or just put a big ass A on his forehead. Whatever. I just want to see the fuckers fight to the death. That's all.
A big ass A on his forehead.
Big ass.
Hey man, I mean, we'll go straight up like Roman gladiator shit with this.
See, I'm not against that. If somebody wants to
some random fuck from the crowd, and
if somebody wants to jump into a ring with a tiger and take its chances, I'm all for watching that tiger rip their throat out. I'll watch that.
Well, that's what I was thinking when the governor did this. I'm like, why?
And if you can last 5 minutes, you get free tuition for the rest of your time.
Yeah.
I was thinking, how about after the game? you go, Governor, and go around the ring there so they can watch you too and see if you're scared. Like,
hey, you guys know, now on College Game Day how they let those guys kick the field goals and they'll give them $50,000 if they make it or whatever it is. Instead of doing that, hey, get in the ring with the Tiger. If you live, we'll give you $50,000.
Yeah, I gotta say, like Saban and Herbstreit are brave for that shit. Because I'm not getting down there holding the ball for one of those fucks to kick. One of them is going to get kicked in the head.
Probably, eventually.
Like, I mean, and in this day and age, I mean, you want to talk about getting canceled? You're gonna have people outside of your house if you kick Nick Saban in the side of the head and knock him out.
I mean, but imagine the ratings if there was a human fighting a tiger on game day. I mean,
that would never happen.
Well, I wish it would.
Like I said, you need to put the tiger against the elephant and the bear against the tiger. You know, kind of like you had that mascot version on the old NCAA football games. But we just need to have a mascot death battle at midfield during halftime.
Now, there's some places that have the mascots like dogs and stuff. And I wonder, though, how they feel in the stadium. Like, I'm sure
I don't have any problem with having a dog on a sideline. I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying. But wouldn't some dogs kind of be afraid in a big stadium like that, you think?
Sometimes.
See, this is why the aliens won't visit us.
Why? Because
they look down at the University of Texas and they see us prancing around this giant steer at a sporting event. And they're like, oh, yeah, these people are retarded. That's what they're not smart enough to know who we are yet.
Hey, and then to add a little bit of irony to it, if we're going to have the mascot death battle at halftime, can we get it commentated by Mike Vick?
Yeah.
The real the real Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Actually, I would like to see a duo between the real Michael Vick and this Mike Vick. Vic 2.
I'm down for it.
You want to do it, Vic?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Hey, Riley over here is saying she's down for it.
I think that Vic Tube should replace Pat McAfee on game day. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do that, yeah.
Can you yell? I don't think I've ever heard. Vic,
at least Vic Tube would leave his shirt on.
Vic, have you ever yelled before?
Yeah, I can yell.
Yeah. Oh, I've never heard you.
Huh.
You want to do it now, or?
No, not right now. I just something to yell about.
Oh. Well, yell about losing to Ole Miss.
Yelling was his rant about the Falcons.
He doesn't really yell though. He changes the cadence of his voice, but it doesn't his voice doesn't elevate.
Sometimes I have to be mad to yell, like I'm more, mad in the moment. It's like can't really, yell that much once I've had, a few minutes to, cool down,
I wish I knew what that was like. Yeah, Vic Tube's a calm person. Yeah.
He's very calm, low key.
Did you yell at your TV screen on Saturday when you lost to Ole Miss?
Well, yeah, sometimes.
You did?
I don't think he yelled. I think he just sat there with a scowl on his face and said, well, fuck.
That sounds more accurate than anything. Hey, do us a favor, Vic. Next time you're watching a game and Georgia's losing, just record yourself. So if you happen to yell, then you can upload it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't believe you,
We
though.
want to hear the loudest you can get.
Or not.
Huh?
I said or not.
He's not going to do it. He's not going to yell.
I must say, though, as much as I enjoy Angry Pete, Angry Vic is way funnier.
Yeah.
I hope I'm going to be okay. How long did your chest hurt, Pete?
You mean my ribs?
Or, well, yeah.
Well, it was my ribs and my right shoulder. Bad news for you, my right shoulder still hurts.
Okay.
All the time.
Surprisingly, I mean, I'm
about to say that was pushing 3 years ago.
Yeah, it still hurts all the time. It hurts right now. But my ribs, that lasted for probably, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks.
Were they actually broken?
No, they weren't broken. They were just bruised. I thought they were broken.
Oh, okay.
The doctor, they did x-rays and told me. He told me, the doctor told me straight up, he's like, the rib injuries take a long time to heal. So, you know, it's going to be a couple of months minimum before the pain goes away.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. Plus,
unless you have painkillers.
Plus, if you fractured your rib, there's nothing they can do about it. So it's not even like, you know.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't think I broke anything. I'm just sore as hell. It just hurts so bad. And if I sneeze, oh my God, it's like
you would think all the advances we've made in medical technology, but you break your collarbone, you break some ribs, suck it up. There ain't nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, I think they thought I was like one of these weirdos that's coming in there faking an injury to try to get some kind of opiates or something. Because he's like, I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing we can do for you, and we're not going to give you any narcotics. I was like, I don't want any narcotics, dude. I just don't want to fucking hurt anymore. I don't want to. I don't want pills.
You hate that. That's so unprofessional of a doctor to just assume that.
Yeah.
That's the only way to make it not hurt is to give you narcotics.
Well, even if they would have offered me the narcotics, I wouldn't have took them because I don't want them.
Yeah.
But I guess they had a lot of people that come in there and do that, so that's the reason they had that mentality. But
yeah,
you know,
which I find it funny. Like other people break the law to go and seek out drugs, but they take it out on the people that don't. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I tell you, before I got all my shit fixed, it to me, tooth pain is the worst pain of all. And like, dentists can't even prescribe hardly any kind of narcotics anymore.
I've heard that about tooth pain. That is like the worst.
Yeah.
I had an abscess in my wisdom tooth that ruptured.
Oh,
that hurt so fucking bad.
Damn.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I'd have to be in some serious pain to take pills every day for it because, I mean, you're not worth the shit anyway. Once you start taking those pills, you're like a zombie. So I'd rather just be in a little bit of pain and still be able to think.
Yeah. You know? Now, see, I never really had that problem. The only thing any of them ever did to me, it was Percocets that did it. About 15, 20 minutes after I took it, I was asleep. I was done.
Yeah.
But I could take hydros like for candy. They didn't bother me.
What happens when Tigers get loose during the game? Well, they don't think about that. That's the problem. I mean, does anybody think that running a buffalo around with people on the sidelines is a good idea?
No.
Yes, I think it's a great idea.
No, it's not.
Yes. I think you're just being a stick in the mud.
Yeah.
That buffalo decides to go rogue, there's nobody that's going to stop him.
Yep. Nope. Nobody.
You want to bet? I could stop him.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, I could.
How?
A 44 Magnum.
Yeah. All right, so now, not only would he have a bison running around rogue, but now we got somebody shooting into a crowd at a moving animal.
I'm not seeing the downside here yet.
Terrible idea.
Well, I mean, unless the buffalo gets into the fucking crowd, no, I'm not going to be shooting into a crowd.
Well, not too long ago, Mike did get out of his habitat, and they found him at the soccer field.
What?
But he's like a big house cat.
No, he's not. He's a tiger.
No, I know, but he wasn't going to hurt. They found him. Okay?
He wasn't going to hurt anybody.
That cat would not.
Hey, Siegfried and Roy said the same thing until that tiger went tiger on him.
No, as long as nobody would have bothered him, he's fed well every day. If you don't bother them, they're not going to come after you.
No, see, here's what you do. See, tigers are the only big cat species that hunt and kill for sport, not just for food.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, guess what? But a polar bear ain't got to be hungry to hunt your ass down.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we don't have any polar bears, though, and.
No, but we need some.
So, TK, if they said, look, you want to go inside Mike the Tiger's enclosure? He already ate, so you should be fine. Would you go in there?
If they said that if they thought I would be okay, I absolutely would go in there, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because he was raised in a sanctuary.
He's a tiger.
Same. I know, and they can still no look. They can still go nuts and kill someone. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why you shouldn't mess with wild animals. But if you raise them from when they're young, they're just giant house cats. Really.
They're really not.
They are.
Yeah, they're really not.
They're not, but they are.
You can't take that out of their DNA. You can't.
No, you can't take that.
Well, actually, you absolutely can, because I mean, I don't think my yellow lab is going to go wolf on me anytime soon. So you actually can breed that out of their DNA.
Yeah, but dogs do attack people just like wolves would.
No, I know.
I mean,
anything could happen. Okay.
Well, fuck, people attack people.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
can't take
wild
that.
animals that are raised in sanctuaries tend to be they're usually not aggressive. Well, unless they're raised in a terrible sanctuary where they're not being properly cared for, it might be different. But
yeah, if you take good care of them, they probably won't kill you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, unless you make them wear a World War I German officer's hat and ride on a unicycle. Then they get tired of that shit, and then one day they're just like, well, fuck you.
Could y'all imagine me on a unicycle?
I said earlier that needs to be your next adventure, is on a unicycle.
Go up the bridge on a unicycle.
Well, just start doing a series of videos and see how much different shit you can crash. Unicycles, pogo sticks.
Before I die.
Yeah, stilts. Walk on some stilts.
Yeah, walk on some stilts.
My gosh.
Try being a sword swallower.
I wish I could afford to do all that kind of fun stuff. Just try anything out.
You could buy a unicycle on fucking Amazon for like $50.
I know, but first of all, I'll probably never use it, so that's $50 wasted. Now I could use it for the video, and that would probably be great, but I could also die from that. Because if you fall backwards and hit your noggin on the head on the concrete.
Well, listen, we covered this earlier. If you're not wearing a helmet, that's on you, boo-boo.
I did wear a helmet yesterday, thank God. Could y'all imagine? I don't need any more bumps on my head. I don't need a bump to the head. I need, brain strength.
Vandy Dandy says people in Dubai have pet lions that act like house cats. Yeah, they act like house cats until they don't.
In Dubai.
I mean.
Oh, okay,
well,
and guess what, Pete? Your house cat acts like a house cat until it doesn't.
Yeah, but I could pick up my house cat and throw it into a wall and break its neck in 2 seconds. I can't pick up a lion.
Don't say that, Pete.
Well, I'm not going to do that, obviously, but I could if I needed to. But I can't pick up a lion and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got a gun. Shoot it. You die.
No, I don't want to have to shoot animals in my house.
Oh my God, I can't laugh. Oh.
I mean, there's literally, if you got a pet elephant, okay, there are elephant guns for killing elephants.
Well, they have tranquilizer dart. Actually, I don't know if they had to get him with a tranquilizer dart when they found him. I can't remember.
Well, yeah, but an average person can't get a hold of the tranquilizer. That's the problem.
Why is it?
Well, they knew. Well, obviously they had to have everything when they were looking for him, but it was late at night too, so nobody was out there even.
There's a Russian couple on YouTube with a puma and a cheetah. Yeah, and they're insane. I mean, just because people have them doesn't mean they're not insane for having them.
Yeah, like there's a big YouTube channel of like this big cat sanctuary in Florida. I mean, they got all kinds of shit: lions, tigers, cougars, panthers.
I think it's near
Bobcats.
Sarasota, actually. It might
Wouldn't
be.
surprise me.
Yeah, it's all fun and games till they escape that sanctuary somehow.
I don't know. I know this woman, like my wife showed me some stuff from it. And this woman she makes a bunch of videos of walking around booping the noses of these big ass
Yes,
cats.
I watch her too, of the Jaguars. She's like, boop, boop.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Her name is Safari Sammy or something like that.
I don't know.
She's blonde.
I've never actually seen the person because it's always like she's got a cell phone or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Vanny Danny, nothing you say can convince me that this is a good idea. The puma is like a dog. No, it's not. It's not. Did y'all hear the story last week about the monkeys that escaped in South Carolina from a research facility?
Yes, I did see that.
What happened? I didn't hear that.
Some research facility in Beaufort, South Carolina, which is just south of Charleston. I don't know, like 30 monkeys escaped from the facility or something.
Yeah, someone left the door open.
Yeah, someone left the door open and the monkeys just went all throughout the town. I don't even think they've caught all of them yet. So, now they said, don't worry. Now, first of all, they were testing diseases on these monkeys. Does that sound familiar?
Yep.
Right.
So, not a good idea, number one. Number two, they go, oh, don't worry. These are all adolescent female monkeys. They're not dangerous.
Filled with all kind of diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like Rise of Planet of the Apes. Yeah.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a monkey, I'm turning around and going the other way. Period.
I thought I'll shoot it. Fuck it.
What if it's a baby monkey?
I don't care.
I'll shoot a baby monkey right in the face.
Now, look, if I'm walking, if I'm walking through somewhere where there's actually monkeys that live there, that's different. But there's no monkeys that are native to South Carolina. If there's a monkey there, there's a problem, and I don't like problems.
You mean those monkeys? I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought you meant monkeys in general.
I mean, if I'm in Costa Rica and I see a monkey, I'm not going to freak out because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But in South Carolina, they're not supposed to be here, so that's a red flag.
I don't know if that is a red flag. There might have been monkeys in South Carolina at one point.
Well, actually, there is. There's a place called Monkey Island off the coast of South Carolina where there's a bunch of monkeys on this island. But that's not.
There you go.
But that's not.
So maybe they smuggled aboard, somebody on a fucking day cruise, and now they've made their way over to the mainland, and they're going to start breeding.
Well, I also wouldn't go to Monkey Island and start walking around either.
They were out there.
Why is Pete so afraid of animals? I don't get it.
I'm not afraid of them. I respect them.
Jeez.
I have respect for them.
I respect them too. And if they fuck with me, I'll shoot them.
Well, good luck shooting 30 angry monkeys.
30 angry monkeys.
Hey, I've got a 30-round clip, so I'm good.
Yeah.
That sounds like a movie.
What if you're surrounded by 30 monkeys?
Yeah.
You can't shoot all of them at once.
Yeah, haven't you ever seen Planet of the Apes?
Well, yes, I have seen Planet, but see, that's the thing. What kind of monkeys are we talking about? Are we talking about? Well, if we're talking about gorillas, I'm probably fucked. If we're talking about, fucking chimps, I'll be all right. I can get most of them before they get me.
I don't know.
Orangutans.
A chimp could snap your head right off your neck in 2 seconds flat.
Orangutan?
Yeah, I was like, gorillas.
I'll pull out my combat knife.
Chimpanzees, yeah.
Orangutan?
Yeah, chimpanzee decides it wants to kill you, you're dead. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you might get a chance to get a couple of shots off. I told you that story. It was from that chimp documentary that just came out last month. That cop that responded to the chimpanzee getting out of the house pulls up in the driveway.
Oh, yeah.
Chimpanzee comes and rips his fucking car door off of his police cruiser. That's how strong he is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, listen, I'm also not trying to take down a chimp with an AR. That's not what it's made for. That's one thing I've never understood about.
Kill a chimp?
Well, I mean, it would. It would, but like here's the problem. Like people with as much bitching as people do about them, that's a round meant for small game.
Yeah.
Like I go deer hunting with a bigger round.
I mean, you can kill a deer with that, but
yes, you absolutely can.
Yeah, you can kill people with an AR too, but
yeah, guess what? I need less rounds if I've got an AK.
Anyway, I do have to shut the show down. As much fun as I'm having.
Well,
So
I'm always blithe when we're having fun.
Yeah.
I know.
yeah,
I'm glad I got to clear up the Tiger story, though. So
yeah.
I don't know, but we do need to send this idea to whoever the NCAA president is about the halftime mascot death matches.
Well, we know
this is a great idea.
we know that the Louisiana governor is all for it. So
yeah.
Now, I don't know how we're going to do this with like Oklahoma. Like if Oklahoma and Georgia Tech play, I mean that's not really an animal death match. I guess it's like demolition derby.
I mean, they got a horse. I mean,
Like Mike the Tiger is taken care of by the veterinary. That they have a excellent veterinary school, so it's only veterinary school staff and type of people that care for this animal. So it's a learning experience.
Look, I'm sure that Mike the Tiger has a great life, better than most tigers. So
yeah, he's not in the flea market petting zoo.
Yeah.
Oh, don't talk to me about petting zoos. That's the worst.
Do they at least because I know he has like a pretty big like little enclosure area. It's almost like a natural habitat type deal.
Yeah.
Do they at least let him hunt? Will they like release a fox in there so he can kill it?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't. I never asked that question, to be honest.
They might put a goat in there, but
they love killing things. So it's almost like if you like give a mouse to a house cat.
Yeah.
Let them have some fun. I'd watch that.
Yeah, like just have like a 30-acre enclosure and put everybody on academic probation in there, and if you survive, you're off of academic probation.
Slim's been coming up with all these ideas. He had that idea for the border too. Instead of a wall, just put some random landmines. And what was the thing you said that the shooting things that could shoot?
Oh yeah, like automated turrets, landmines, razor wire. And listen, fuck it. If you make it through it, I mean, I'm gonna set it up with so much shit. If you make it through it, fuck it, you can stay.
Damn.
And then to deal with the ones that are here, we'll have the Alien versus Predator program. If you kill a child molester, you get to stay.
I like that program.
Yeah.
You should get automatic citizenship.
Wow.
Exactly. I'm full of great ideas.
That is a great idea. All right, guys, I do really have to go, though. Thank you guys for coming on.
Yes.
I love you guys. Talk to y'all later.
Appreciate you. That's going to do it for me as well, everybody. Tune in tonight at 10 p.m. on my main channel for the college football call-in show. I'm sure it'll be a doozy. See y'all later.